Hey everyone, how's it going? The latest installment of Hello Drunk World. I missed the last stream because I was getting drunk in the back garden, which would be very apt for being the Hello Drunk World. If you're watching along live, don't forget to say hi in the chat. When I get stuck, probably going to need your help to give me, work on some JavaScript magic. So if you've seen the tweet, you'll know that this week I'm going to be looking into ScriptKit by, I know the author's name, John Lundquist. At the time I didn't know he had I know he had built this because I've been seeing this in my tweets non-stop that he had built this ScriptKit kind of tool. Turns out he's also involved in, or also the creator of Egghead.io, a service that I really like and really enjoy. Oh hey, how's it going, John? So we're gonna get jumping in here, but first, in Hello Drunk World tradition, I'm gonna pour my wine. So we've got a nice Malbec. As per usual, it is chilled because I am a monster and I drink my wine. I drink my red wine cold. I don't drink white wine because it gives me heartburn. So I'll get my wine ASMR on. I've been having a few gins in the back garden because in sunny Northern Ireland it's rarely sunny, but we've got some sun, so I've been drinking some gins in the back garden, so I'm a little bit sloppy already. So this jump right into this, see if I can remember my hotkeys. And you can see me looking off the side. I've got like the chat on one screen and my notes on the other, and you know the jazz. Like, this isn't a professional operation. I pretend to make it out to be one. So we're going to be looking at ScriptKit. I think what drew me to this initially is, it reminds me of like the Spotlight search, and I know a lot of people use Alfred to do advanced operations or scripting or tools or whatever. I never really got on the Alfred. I think there was like an Alfred Premium you had to pay for it, and I blankly just kind of gave up and never bothered. But I am what we classified as like a keyboard warrior, where I just love typing on the keyboard and not having to move the mouse around. And I want to always like kind of be, in the command line focused typing scripts. I hate moving across the keyboard. Like I'll give myself RSI if I'm just typing away. So the fact that like there was a tool that could do this, and also as part of being able to do this, you can write your scripts in JavaScript, which got me really interested. And this is where I kind of I'm like, I need to dive into this, and this is the perfect opportunity to do this. So I've obviously pre-installed the tool, so you don't have to watch me download the DMG and install it on my machine. And I've already got like VS Code open with like the kind of the core scripts that come with it, and I've got the terminal and my environment ready to go. But I think first thing we're going to do is jump through the tutorial, see how the tutorial goes. Is it cool? And then kind of give us hopefully like a flavor of what we can do from this. So from my memory, if we do command : it brings up the script typical, kind of like, command space. Like I love that, quick and easy, pull up a little command window and be able to start, typing stuff out. So it comes already with a couple of scripts and the ability to browse the scripts. I'm assuming browse the scripts just takes me to the page, and then I can click browse scripts. This is really cool because I can see like, examples by some other authors, and I've heavily relied on this as part of like what I'm potentially going to do. So we're going to jump in and do the tutorial first, and then we'll look into what I'm going to try and build out myself. Sneaker, kind of teaser. It's going to be the ability to send a tweet from ScriptKit through just typing, not having to log on to Twitter. So like, those days when you have that random shower thought in the middle of working on something, you can just fire a tweet out, but with a little bit of extra jazz to kind of show the abilities that what we have and what we have going on. So let's first jump through and do the tutorial. So if we navigate down and then do run tutorial, we're going to call this drunk demo because it's hello drunk world, and then it's going to open this in VS Code. And a big shout out to John for fixing this bug. When I was doing my testing yesterday, this wasn't working for me, but this is really awesome. It automatically opens. Side note, I am a WebStorm user, born and bred, but I'm trying out VS Code at the minute just to kind of see what the hype is and why everyone seems to be obsessed with it. Like, I have opinions, and I will do a stream on the differences between VS Code and WebStorm at a later stage. But I'm going to give VS Code a try and see what it's like. So we'll drag this over on top of our existing window, and we'll run through our tutorial. So kind of really cool. Like, it's got some console messages. Oh, John says he's putting in WebStorm support soon. Because that's the thing. It probably is a thing you can do, but I've never known if you could run a file, open a file to WebStorm from the terminal, which I assume this is doing in the background. It's sending just like the terminal command to say, open this in whatever application you choose. So let's look through this. So we've got a couple of steps. So we've made our drunk demo script. If we open this up, we have drunk demo, which is cool. So let's run it every time after the prompt, and then we can find our logs in this file. So I've been already playing with this. Oh yeah, WebStorm. It's based in the chat. So I originally was a full stack developer where I build everything in IntelliJ. So you can write your JavaScript, your Java, or Groovy, or whatever you're working with. And I got so tightly coupled to the key bindings for that application, well, for JetBrains, that it made a logical sense for me to move the WebStorm for just front-end development. And I've managed to port the key bindings from WebStorm into VS Code, bar one or two things that just don't work the same. It works for me, and I don't know if I can, fully move across. Like day-to-day work, I'm going to be WebStorm, even though I use maybe 9% of the features of the product. It's just the key bindings work for me. Like, I don't run my code through it. I don't do any. I run my tests through it and stuff, but it's the key bindings and the fact that I can move around code quickly and make changes quickly. That's where I'm kind of, that's why I'm stuck and I can't move out of it. So let's jump to our terminal. So we can find our console log messages in .km/log/console. So from my days of doing Linux-based programming, I know a few commands to be dangerous enough. So I'm going to say tail, and we're going to tail this file. And then we're going to do -f because I want to continuously pipe out the content of this file. Oh, it would be good if I could type. I've already lost the ability so far. Tail -f. Okay, so we've got some previous logs when I was playing with everything, but we'll ignore them. So step 1, uncomment lines, let user, and show. So let's grab these lines, uncomment them, and let's run our script. Let's see what happens. Oh, I have to type in my GitHub username, so Chris Laughlin. Okay, that was pretty cool. So we've got a pop-up window. Again, like how did we do that? So await arg. So I'm assuming await arg is kind of like when you do a prompt in JavaScript, they like ask you for input, and then the wait is because that's an asynchronous action, so that's pretty cool. And then show, I'm assuming show then triggers the pop up a new window, which is the show window. And because we can pass it HTML, it feels like we could style and do different things with that, which could be really useful. So you could build your own kind of dashboarding tool or do something like that. So we'll close that down. So let's jump on to step 2. We'll have a drink because we successfully completed step 1. So step 2 is, and if you've watched any of my things before, I rarely follow steps to the word. And I'm probably going to miss things, I'm going to skip things, I'm going to get things wrong. So we'll figure out how and where I went wrong. So comment out the show, and then uncomment the lines let response and inspect. So let's uncomment these, and then save. So that's what happens when we run drunk demo again. So we do Chris Lachlan. Oh, okay. So it injected the response and that drops it right into VS Code. So this is the response from what I can gather, the GitHub API for my username. So it can tell me company, don't set up companies on GitHub, they're not real companies. But it can show me all these different things. So from here I could probably grab some of this information and then potentially, fetch a list of repositories, get the latest commit, get my the Gravatar, which is empty. I thought mine was set. Grab the person's website. Kind of cool tool for maybe scraping someone's profile and pulling up their blog or something. So again, completed a step. We have a drink. This completing the step and having a drink is probably going to bite me in the ass whenever I actually go to build the Twitter thing later, but we'll see how this goes. So comment out the inspect, uncomment the lines, content path to edit. So I'm assuming it's just this whole block. No, the prompt will ask you to select a directory for your file. Okay, we'll see what that means. And actually, I keep on tapping down, but we can do, type and it'll, type ahead. Yeah, it's type ahead, kind of fuzzy type ahead search. Does demo work? Yeah, demo works. Okay, nice. So then we say Chris Lachlan. Ooh. This is very cool. So this wasn't previously working for me before the code change was working, so I didn't know where to find this file. I couldn't figure out what the hell I was doing. But I guess we've successfully completed the tutorial. Is there anything else to this? Oh, that's it. So this is so it's giving us a little taste of what we can and can't do as part of our scripting language. So it seems like there's things that are kind of built in the language and things we can do. Obviously, I've spent a little bit of time with this and I've, played about with different aspects of it. Okay. So in the chat, yeah. Because I've ran this before and I've set the environment variable, this is why it's picking up the automatically went to code. Where if I hadn't before, it would have asked me where to put it. Good shout. So for the first time experience, it's going to be a little bit different for you than it was for me. Because I have to dog food the stuff before I do this out, or this will be a 5-hour stream of me installing different dependencies. So let's jump into writing our own script that's going to do something. So as I said before, I want the ability, so I got it inspired by in here there's a tweet as I got virtualized scrolling. There was a script that allowed you to change your Twitter username. Yes, I'm staring right at it. So you could change your Twitter username. So this kind of inspired me to I like playing about with the Twitter API and doing different things based on Twitter. Note to anyone watching this, if you want to go and like build something using Twitter, they've changed the process for like building applications to the point where you need to go through like a huge survey and a whole kind of explanation like what you're going to be doing with it and why you're doing it. And it took like 10 minutes of me having to write out things to say like, no, this is why I'm building this application. And the applications I build for this stream are throwaway projects that I will never use again. And they're just like, I want to pull a bunch of tweets so I can, display funny names or put fart instead of the. But if I write that into the application process, it's gonna get rejected. So I had to kind of I use this for beta testing and coming up with ideas, and I am I'm a personal user who does this. It sucks building that stuff out. I went through all that process ahead of time, hence why I know why it sucks. It used to be just a case you would just get an API key and that was it. I think now they're a little bit more cautious of what people are doing with their API and why they're doing it, because I may say I'm a personal user, but I'm probably building a tool to attack celebrities or some shit like that. So yes, let's jump in. There are the script we're going to build as part of the stream. So if I flick over, so these are the scripts that I currently have. They kind of map to what we have going on here. It's kind of you get a couple of ones for free as well, which is interesting, and you can easily add new scripts from this page. Some are really cool, and I actually seen someone to put up a flow for how they would start their day. It's not just writing JavaScript that makes calls to APIs. You can call Apple scripts. You can interact with applications themselves. You can rearrange them, do all this kind of stuff. So for me, what I'm probably going to do after the fact is write a pre-stream script that will rearrange the windows in the perfect order that I have and open up Streamlabs and then record a video of me testing everything. So I can just run one command and it does everything. Automating your life is the best way to do things. So we're gonna add in our own script. So we're gonna use a new file and we're gonna call it tweet.js. Okay. So from here we want to start building up what we can and can't do. So I have some pre-canned examples. I'm going to be copy and pasting things whenever it comes a little bit hard to do. So first thing we want to do is we need a Twitter client we're going to do. So we're going to be using Twitter Lite. This is the beauty, because this allows us to use JavaScript and allows us to use npm modules. We can allow things to do things for us. So we're going to be using Twitter Lite. So we're going to be kind of copy and pasting a lot of this code across. So first thing we want to do, we want to it's the version of importing it. So we'll say, yeah. So first thing we want to import our Twitter client. So we'll call that not Twitter, and then we're going to say that's going to be await. From looking at the previous examples, you wait on any imports because it must be going off and resolving that dependency before it comes back. So we're going to say await, and then we can prefix that by npm. I don't know what happened there. npm, what are you doing? This is weird. npm, some VS Code magic is trying to happen. So we're going to go Twitter Lite. So we can just copy from here. Then we need to initialize our client. So I have some code I'm going to copy and paste, and so you don't have to watch me do that. So this is more or less what you see kind of from here. I have my environment variables set up already. I'm not going to show you them because that would be stupid, and then I'll have to regenerate the keys again. But we initialize a new client for Twitter. We pass it our consumer key, our secret key, our access token secret. And then so we've initialized Twitter. I guess then we need to say, I need to prompt the user to like give input, because I want them to like be able to run this command and then type in what they want to tweet. So we're going to say create a variable for our tweet, and then we can then equal this to the prompt value. So we can say there's a value, like there's a function args which will like prompt for access as part of the script. So we can say wait. Okay, VS Code's code complete is being very aggressive. The things that don't exist and things that I'm not using. So from here we're going to say what's on your mind, and then I guess console.log tweet, because we don't want to set it yet. I don't want to be like trying to like random shit the internet. And I guess then we should be able, oh, I need to save the file first, and then we should be able to run this. So it's arg, okay. Good correction. It's good that you're on here catching me before I run into bugs. End of the options, not defined. Oh, I need to pull my end of options. So I didn't have this defined as well. So you need add in if you're using, I'm assuming if you're using environment variables, then you need to define the fact that you are using them, and then they're secret, they're ignored, and then there's a prompt if they don't exist. So we save this and run. So we do tweet, what's in your mind, hello drunk world, and we get to see hello drunk world printed in our log. Not too bad, not too bad. So then a fun thing I found in one of the example scripts is the ability to have the computer speak, which I'll turn up the volume for. So we can pull that in. We can say, let's say equals, actually it's not let's say, it's let's say equals await, and then KIT speech. SPH. How do you spell? No, I can't spell speech. Yeah. Okay, that's it. I think. So now instead of console.login, we can say if this will run.
Hello, drunk world.
I hope that came through in the microphone. I think it picks up things from the Mac, but that's pretty cool. So we can like trigger, machine operations and do things on the machine. So at the minute, this is very basic. Like, we're not actually sending the tweet, so we need to actually do something to send this tweet. I think send the tweet's going to be the very last thing I want to do, because I don't want to be spamming my Twitter feed with things, but I might like precursor it. So we need to then, well, actually we'll wire in the tweet, and then we can like verify that the tweet was sent. So we have got our arg, the grab our tweet, we're saying our tweet, and then we want to post it to Twitter. So we're going to say await client dot, and it's going to be post because we're sending something. And then for the post, from checking this out, if we go post, you can see that we've got like status update, so we can copy past a lot of this. So we want to set post to status / update, and then we need to pass it an object with our status, and that's going to be our tweet that we've came up with. And then we want to, because this is a promise, we want to catch for any errors. And we'll log out our errors. So initially this is going to tweet whatever I'm saying. So if we go to Twitter / Chris Lachlan, we'll see whatever I've tweeted so far. And then I guess let's try this out. Let's see what'll come up. This is a test.
This is a test.
Okay, we've got an error. Missing requirement parameter status. What are we missing? What have I called? I spelled status wrong. STAT. Yes. And this is why, and this is the thing, like, this is why I'm the dyslexic developer. If you've not gathered from the channel and everything, I can't spell shit for shit. I'm drunk, so it makes it even fun. And it shows that if you're a beginner developer or you're someone trying to, like, understand coding, these people here doing all this kind of shit don't know what they're doing either. They're just making it up as they go. Heart moment away. Let's try this again. So save, tweet, and hello drunk world.
Hello drunk world.
Okay, so it didn't trigger the error. I refresh my Twitter feed. It appeared. Okay, this is really cool. This is really good. So obviously I'm going to delete this because people are going to think I'm they're going to think I'm more drunk than I normally am and just tweeting random shit. But again, right? Okay, so because we're in JavaScript and we're in different things, like, I don't know, that's call this our kind of like random thought of the day. So because we're in JavaScript and we know how to write JavaScript, let's put in a template string and we can say random thought. Come on. Random thought. And then put in our tweet. So now it always prefaces it with random thought. So save, run again. What's my random thought? Does gin and wine mix?
Does gin and wine mix?
And then refresh. Hopefully no one's watching my Twitter feed right now. Random thought. Because, yeah, again, this is JavaScript. We can do different things with JavaScript. So let's delete that tweet. So, okay, we're half an hour into the stream and we've got a script that I can, easily send like a random thought of the day without having to open the Twitter client, without having to go any near a browser, write out my random thoughts for the day. Unit tests aren't everything, or being a 10x developer isn't the end of the world, or like I can't look. I was like, I don't know how to write TypeScript, that kind of stuff. But let's take it a little bit further. So you can probably see from the browser tabs that I have open, like we've already touched on Twitter Lite. But again, there's this library sentiment. Try this / shortcut metadata. Maybe have to explain that, but I'm not too sure what the / shortcut metadata is. Oh, no way. Then hit Option T. Okay, yeah, that's even better. Fuck me. Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
This shit is good.
Okay, I like that. Actually, fuck, I need to delete that tweet quickly. Okay, so how it's almost stage like I know to the creator of this, who's, if you're watching along after the fact, he's talking along live in the stream. He's done a number of live streams on this. Yeah, so definitely go check out this channel about, like, you know, building this and working on this. But the fact that I was able to put a comment and then give it a shortcut and that automatically worked on my machine, like, I just saved the file and it did it for me. It's scary that it was able to do that, but it's fucking powerful that it also was able to do that. I like the fact that it's that. Sorry, yeah, I'm getting distracted here. And I top up. So, as I said, like, okay, like, we wrote a script to send a tweet. Well, we could do that in other places, and this is really, this is a small amount of code that is supported by a huge fucking tool that is able to allow us to do this so easily. But, you know, that's up the game. Let's do a little bit more. So this is, hit the mic. There's this library sentiment that can analyze what you're saying and tell you whether it's positive or negative. You know, sometimes you're feeling really angry and you're like, I'm gonna fucking know, I hate this and I hate that shit. Or sometimes you're like, I'm feeling positive. You want to get like a little score to tell you like a little bit about, you know, what's going on and what you're doing. So let's try and pull this in and use this as part of our experiment. So again, as I said, like, we can use npm packages because we're already using Twitter Lite. So let's pull in our sentiment library. So we're going to say let sent equals await npm, and it's going to be npm sentiment. Sentiment or sentiment, I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right. So now we have to define a new sentiment class, similar to how we do our Twitter client. Like, excuse the fact that like some things have semicolons, some things don't. I use it with semicolons on everything, but as the day goes on, you know, we can't be perfect. So we're gonna say const, and I'm gonna mix constant let because, you know, code standards don't exist or matter anymore. So we're gonna say new sent, and then so based on this we can say sentiment.analysis on our text. So let's maybe remove this, say, because it's not doing my head in, but it'll eventually start doing my head in. So let's say console.log sentiment.analysis. I'm not going to be able to type that from scratch. So sentiment.analysis, and then we're going to pass in our tweet, because I want to see what it comes up with. And for now, I don't want to be sending out aggressive tweets, but I want to be able to console logging aggressive tweets. And because we've added that comment up, I can just do Option T. And using their example, cats are stupid. Stupid. So we can see in the log at the bottom, this is what it gives us. So it gives us a score of -2, comparative of -0.1666 recurring, calculation, tokens. I've used this library before. I think the score is what we care about. So I wonder if I say opt t cats are the best, it's going to give me a score of 3. So I think 0 is negative. Below that, well, 0 is neutral. Below 0 is negative. Above 0 is positive. So what if we could put in something to say, like, if you're writing a negative tweet, it kind of gives you a bit of a warning to say, are you really sure you want to post that? So let's try this out. So we can say, so we get our sentiment, and we know it returns a score. So we can say const. Because we're writing JavaScript, we can be fancy. We can say deconstructed to score. C-O-R-E. That'll grab our score for us. And then we can say if score is, you know, on a best day, I'm probably a 0 when it comes to my tweets. So if it's below 0, it's probably a negative tweet. So below 0, then say that's not cool. So save this. Option T. Oh, appeared on my wrong screen. There, bring this up. Option T. Okay, it was appearing on my second screen. So we say cats are stupid.
That's not cool.
Okay, option T. And it doesn't say anything. So it's picked up our sentiment, knows what we're doing. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Let's like layer this up, add more to the kind of picture. So that's not cool. That's fine. What if I really want to be negative? You know, I'm a sarcastic person. I like making, you know, stupid, shitty jokes all the time on Twitter. So I want to have the option to send the tweet or not. So, let's turn this around a bit if we can think about this. So when I say if, right, so I'm going to say const is neg is short for is negative. We're going to say score is less than 0. And then we can again tap into our arg argument, because it's not just asking for plain text, you can ask for options. So we can say let, I don't know, a lot of the examples use let. I prefer const for this kind of stuff. So we're going to say should post equals await arg, and we're going to say that's a little, oh, does it handle emojis? That's a little, I say salt. Yes, that's a little salty. Yeah, if you get the kind of the premise. That's a little salty. We give it a comma, and then we can give it an array, and in here, then we give our options. Name, and that's going to be, yeah, I know, send anyway. Give it another one. Name. Oh, I forgot we need to give these values. Value true. Which I find funny that it values true on a positive of a negative tweet, but we'll not get into double negatives. So, oh yeah, don't post that. And value is going to be false. Trailing commas because I'm that kind of person. And then that's console.log get the value. So we're going to say did I post that? So we have a human readable way to be in the logs. Did I post that? And then we'll grab our should post value. If it's true, yeah. And if it's false, nope. So let's save this and then run our script again. Oh, did we have a syntax error? Oh, shit. Save. Run it again. So cats are stupid. So picked up that it was salty. I'm like, yeah, no, yeah, send it anyway. Yeah, I'll post that. So then option T are stupid. Oh yeah, don't post that. Okay. fix this up. Don't post that. Yep, nope. So then we can tie this in the actually whether we send our tweet or not. So we can say if should post, and then grab our posting code. I'll comment from here first. Cut, paste, our tweet, random thought. I think we're on to something. So, option T. Cats are stupid. Do I want to send it? Yeah, I'm going to send it. Go back to Twitter. Refresh. Random thought. Cats are stupid. Okay. Well, I like cats. I own a dog, but I like cats. And then let's try this with a positive thought. So option T, I'm going to say, oh, this is interesting because it's a sentiment analysis and it's based on words. It's not really based on machine learning. I wonder if this picks it up. ScriptKit is the shit. Because shit is a negative verb, but shit is used in the positive note. Let's see, I wonder if this picks it up. Ah, fuck it, yeah, I picked it up. Yeah, I posted it anyway. And we'll refresh. Did it post? Oh, come on. Where's my post? I think they're throttling my post or something. Or I could be hitting my limit. Did I hit nope? Oh, maybe I did. Script kit is the shit. I probably hit yes, didn't I? Oh yeah, yeah, send it anyway. Be stupid. I think I'll leave that. John, you can tag yourself in that if you want. Anyway, look at me being fancy. But yeah, okay. So we now have a Twitter shortcut that we don't have to go to the Twitter site. We don't have to deal with anything else. I can just do option T, write something in. It'll prefix it with random thought, and then tell me if I'm being salty or not, and then send it on to the world. I think that's pretty cool. Like we're sitting with what, 41 lines of JavaScript to be able to do this. Like, what else could we be wanting for? So this is the point in the stream where I would normally deploy this thing to production. I don't know what the process is to deploy these scripts to production. I think it'd be kind of cool to upload this script as an available script. Which I probably will try and figure out after. But I think this is a tool that is, like, it's obviously still in beta, but for being in beta, it works out of the box. There's things I would love, a directive knowing what all the different kit scripts are, just so I know what different things are available. Like it's cool, like, there's the speech, and there's like, you can, what I can see, there's like Apple scripts that you can write. I'll jump back on the full screen. You can write like Apple scripts and that kind of stuff for it, and you can tap into like the hardware of your machine, which I think is really cool. But I think like the power of this is the fact that you can pull in NPM modules. Now, annoyingly, so I ran some of this code beforehand just to make sure things work. But whenever you run this for the first time, it'll pop up and it'll like say, install this dependency. So like, it all pulls up, and like you can see from here, there's like a node modules where you can see all the different node modules you've installed. And I'm assuming there's a package JSON. Yeah, there's a package JSON, so you can go in and you can like, clear this out, and nothing's gonna clog your machine and stuff. But the power of this tool, it blows my mind. Like, I want to like dig more into like automized workflows, and being able to create, like, for me, when I go before I do a stream, I will resize windows, open up different bits of software, set things in a different way, bump the fonts in VS Code. I imagine I could probably write a script that would resize the windows, modify the VS Code settings JSON to like bump the font, and then as well have a cleanup script that I could run after a stream that would, resize the windows back, change the font size back to what it was, and like inject certain variables and things. That really excites me, and because it has the power of npm, I can call it to servers, I can make asynchronous requests, I can like try different things. So there was a link fired in the chat there. I'm going to try and grab up. See if I can grab this, drop it in. Nope, that's not what I was grabbing. Oh, okay, so this is the collection of scripts of the different things going on. And like, that's what I love. Like, there's so much of it for a beta tool, and for the power of it, like, there's so much potential. Because I remember seeing as well, like online, there was the ability to add in cron capability, so you could like schedule scripts as they ran and stuff as well, which I think is very powerful, because you could have, think about people who like, they love like Pomodoro or whatever they're called, like timer tools where, every half hour it unlocks, Twitter and Facebook like in your browser, so you can visit them, and then 10 minutes later it locks them again. You could build up these like automated scripts to do different things and build things in different ways. So I'm super like excited to like the potential of this. I also think as well, because this builds off JavaScript and does different things, if you watch the last stream when I was talking about Remotion, and it was a tool that you could write JavaScript to build videos, you could potentially write a ScriptKit script to auto-generate videos as well, and like automate tasks, do different things. I'm gonna keep this random thought Twitter script running. I'm gonna hopefully submit it as an official script, like, but able to like just hash away around, like you're middle of writing code and you're like, null is not a void. Oh yeah, I'm gonna write that out. I think it's pretty awesome. But I think in the void of not deploying something that, like as I normally do, the Netlify and publishing it and hosting a website, I'll open up to the stream for questions or comments or queries or whatever, while I polish off this beautiful glass of wine. And thank you all for watching along live. I've hit one of the highest viewer counts in a while recently, which is very good. There's obviously a lag, and there probably will be questions after this, but thank you for watching along. Thanks for here. If you're following the chat live, you don't see it afterwards. Thanks to John for building this. This like, I've seen so many tweets about this and people like really buzzing and excited around it. And I was like, is this something I'm gonna bother with? Could it be ours checking out? It actually turned out really cool and really well, and extremely easy to build on. I think this is the market that this tool taps into. Developers like to automate. Developers like to make things quick and easy to do. And having a tool that's quick and easy to tell it to do something quick and easy is like, the gold mine of, you can write 5 lines of code to automate a process that doesn't, that takes away that time for you. Like, I always think about like, I'm going to have to write a Perl script or Python or do all this kind of shit. Having something I can write in code that I know allows me to do that task quickly and repetitively, without having to spend a week building the script to do it for me, where it's like maybe it would just been quicker just to do it manually myself. Yeah, so I'll leave it on that note. I know I missed last week's, but I'm going to be trying to jump back on this again every fortnight. I'll be here drinking some red wine. Unfortunately, it's so sunny where I am at the minute. Like, you can't see the neon lights and everything. They're blinding my eyes. But I'm going to be jumping back on. You can catch these on the streams, catch all the other streams. You can hit me up, like and all that shit. I don't care. I'm not doing this for fame or fun. Like, I need a purpose to learn. But thank you all very much. I'll call it there.